Let's do the reading. So the question is, I'm going to use the Ghost Tarot. Here it is today. So let's look at what's happening here. So the question is, what is it? I didn't say first. Did Michael Joseph Jackson molest Wade Robson? Because he's the ringleader here. I don't, I wasn't there. I'm not saying I was there. I just looked at all the history and all the things that was going on and what I know about Michael. So I'm going to just answer. Simple say. I mean, I love him. If he did it, he's wrong. But if Wade is lying, he's wrong. This man's dead. He can't even speak for himself, and you're coming out with this mess. But look, if he did it, if Michael Jackson did do it, he was wrong. I mean, I would agree. I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to really know, but we're going to do the cards and just get an idea of where the cards are, because I believe the cards tell the truth. So we're going to look at it from the person who's living and the person who's dead. We're going to look at Wade. Was Wade Robson molested by Michael Joseph Jackson? So that's the question. 3 cards to start with. Just pull it all out. There's 3 always. Well, I'm gonna do these. I need 3. Just flipping them over. Oops. And so I'm gonna let you see the cards. Make sure you see them. Well, they're gonna be upside down to you, but these are the 3. 1, 2, and 3. They're this is reversed, this is upright, this is reversed. So I'll show you in a minute. Alrighty. So first card is the 6, which is a lover's card. So, what do we know about the lovers? Well, if you see in here, there is a relationship, but it's upside down. So it's a relationship that went foul. And the person's clinging on to this person's grave. So there was a relationship, and this person's remembering this person, but hanging on to him for dear life with the grave. But if you can see clearly here, I'm gonna turn it right side up. There is justice. There's just scales, balancing scales, right? This guy wants justice for a relationship that went bad, an old relationship. He's missing the relationship. Okay. So this is about Robson. Was he molested by Michael Jackson? So upside down card. The second card is the 5 of Cups. It's right side up. 5 of Cups. Okay, which deals with loss. See, now if you look, the ghost is in the little boat sailing away right here. I don't know if you can see that. The little ghost. He's in the boat sailing away to the sunset. See? Okay. So there's separation. There's loss. I mean, this person's really feeling loss here. He's not looking at the cups he has here. He's only looking at what he's lost here. He has things here. They're all knocked over. But he's waving goodbye to somebody who's leaving him. And he's conflicted about that relationship being broken off. And then we have, looks like the Emperor. the king of rods, king of wands, upside down. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want it to be out of focus. Dealing with confidence and self-expression, right? Being in control of that. Innovation, but it's upside down on this card. So we have, I'm going to show you the cards. We got the cups, major arcana card, upside down, reverse. We have the 5 of cups, which was upright, and we have the king of wands, that was reverse. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So to me, it's saying that, you know, in the lover situation, like, we miss what we used to love. And we're hanging on to this for the grave, from the grave. But not all feelings are eternal. Now, if we remember, if you go back and look at some of the video footage of Mr. Wade, he says that Michael at one point stopped talking to him and went on to some other kid. Maybe there is some jealousy. You're hanging on to an old past relationship. Somebody's dead. Or somebody who just moved on to another adventures and you're still hanging on to that person. Okay? This card is 5. It's like you're saying goodbye to something that was yours. And you're not even looking at what's here. You're just saying goodbye to the life that you used to have. The life that you used to have with Michael is done, is gone. And maybe the ship is sailing on. Because now, if you think about it, like I said before, and it's proven that, or it's been told that Wade tried to get the lead choreography position with the Cirque du Soleil show for Michael. And the estate said, no, we have someone else. They looked at him and they said, but no, we have somebody else. And so Wade did not take that well. And then we have, again, the king of wands that's upside down. So he's lost his confidence. Remember, he's had a couple of breakdowns. He's lost his ability to express himself, because this also means expression, self-expression. And so he's looking for a way to be relevant. Now, let me tell you, like I said before, he actually told on the video, the interview he did, he says, I told them once, I sued them and they threw the case. Now remember, he sued Michael Jackson's estate and they threw it out of court because they said he was lying or whatever. It was, they threw it out of court, and he said he was going to come back and he was going to become relevant. And so through what Wade is holding on to is the old relationship he had with Michael for dear life. And the ship is sailing on without him, and now he's lost his confidence. That's what I see. Okay, so we got those 3 cards. So, I'm gonna read James. I cannot pronounce his last name, sorry people. But I'm gonna do a reading on James, and I'm not gonna use tarot. I'm just going to use these feelings cards because everybody's saying James he looks so lost and he looks like he's something must have happened to him. I'm not going to say something didn't happen to James. If it did happen, was it Michael? I don't know. Could have been somebody else in his life that's done something to him. Is he just really missing Michael and this just makes him sad? I don't know. So we're going to ask tell me who James is in this situation with Leaving Neverland. What is his role? I just want to know, what is his role in this situation with Leaving Neverland? You know, does he believe in this stuff? Is he making up memories? Is he feeling? And I know he's saying now that he feels like he's betraying Michael. That's what he said with Oprah in the interview with Oprah, that he's feels like even today he's betraying Michael. Well, you know, that might be a Freudian slip because maybe he's betraying Michael because it never happened. Don't know, but we're going to pull a card and we're going to see what the cards say about who this James. Actually, I'm going to pull 3 cards for James. I like that. 3. I need 3 cards for James. So this one, these 2 out. You can see them. They're not tarot. They're relationship cards. Those are the three, and I'm going to turn them over so you can see them. The first one is consoling. The second one is burden. Third one is relationship conspiracy. Okay. And there we go again. So I'm going to pick them up so you can see them as I talk about them. This is the first one. Oops. Consoling. It's the word. Then we had burden. And then we had relationship conspiracy. You see that? All right, so we're going to talk about each card in order. This is for James. So, yeah, James is always looking sad, right? He needs to be consoled. Yeah, he's a sad person. Doesn't mean anything happened with Michael. Just could mean that he's been through depression or something. But we don't know. But he is sad a lot when he talks, right? And part of that is because he feels like he's having to carry a heavy burden. Look in this picture. This girl is tied up. Tied to this person. That's James and Wade. I'm sorry, James and Wade. They're tied together. They got to stay together to keep this story going. And then the next one is relationship conspiracy. So for me, they're chained to this story. Again, it's chains. Look. This guy's in chains, and the picture by him is a husband and wife. There's a relationship. He's always going to be tied to Michael Jackson because he was a friend of Michael Jackson, and it's a burden to him. He's always carrying it around with him. He has to now, because he's come out and spoke about it, said these things, it's now become a burden to him. Look. It's a burden. He's chained to this story. He's chained to Wade and having to carry the heaviness of this relationship with Michael forever with him. And he needs to be consoled. It's that simple. These are the three cards. Now, that doesn't answer what he's telling the truth about Michael. So let's just pull another card. And okay, we're going to use psychic tarot. Okay, so my question is, we move these three cards over. There's Wade, and then there's James. All right. The question is, what is the real story behind this? Was this true? Is Leaving Neverland based on 100% honesty, or was it based on financial gain? Was it based on lies? So my question is, tell me the truth about this documentary. Were these guys molested sexually by Michael? Honestly, not in their minds, not through perception. Reality. What is reality? What is reality? Ooh, cards are falling out. We have wisdom, fertility is reversed, and deception and envy. Upset, right side up. Those are the three cards. So let's just go talk about them. Okay. So here are the three cards, right side up so you can see. Oops. First one was wisdom. Then it was fertility upside down, and then it was deception and envy. So the way I'm reading this is that the documentary was supposed to spread wisdom about the Neverland. Isn't that interesting? It's like a little Neverland house right there, so we can see it. Yeah. And this book, which I consider it to be the documentary, is supposed to shed light on what happened in this situation. Then we have fertility that's upside down. Well, fertility is for growth and nurturing and pregnancy, something new. But it's upside down, so I would say this is nothing new. There was a pregnant pause. Everybody took pause and said, oh my God, here's another story. But there's nothing new that's coming from here. This is stuff that's already been here. But I'm going to read the book so we can get the real reading for these cards. And then we have deception and envy. So, to me, it was a documentary to shed light on what happened at Neverland. We didn't learn anything new. All this information's always been out there. Actually, there was lies, but nothing really new came out of it. All this is old stuff we've all heard. But there was a twist on it. Now there's deception and envy. Someone is just lying and they're envious. So it goes back to my thing that Wade is missing his life. Wade is missing the relationship he had with Michael. I'm not saying it was sexual. And now he felt powerless. He didn't feel like he can make any money. Now that this ship is sailing and MJ Enterprises or the state is taking care of the money and they have more control and they're probably very structured and not freely just giving money to people because Michael had so much charity, but they're following a little bit more strict on who they give money to, or they will back financially as an investment or working for the company. Then you have James, who's feeling, he's a very sad person. He could be just a depressed person. This comes off across the screen. He's feeling a burden to have to tell the story. He's tied to the story. He's tied to Wade now because he's telling his story, and he's always having to carry this weight around him with his relationship with Michael. Doesn't say it was sexually abused, just saying this is a burden to him, having to tell the story again. So, we're going to do the Gypsy Oracle cards. And we're going to see exactly what's going on. So, what is the two boys' purpose? What are they trying to do? I'm going to pull 9 cards to do the spread. And I'm going to do it pretty quick. This is a lot easier than just pulling 3 cards. One. Two. I try not to pull 2. I really don't want it. Oh, there we go. They came out separately. Okay. Just wait. Two cards, gotta do one. Do 1 card. That one flew over there. No, it's 3 cards. I don't understand why. 3 cards. I'm gonna pull these cards down in order. So you can see them as, I think you can see them as they're laid out. Okay, here we go. And here they go. Let me let you see. Those are the 9 cards. This is the Gypsy Tarot, right? Gypsy Oracle cards. So we have 9 cards. This is the service, letter. These are upside. These are reverse. Conversation. Old woman. Thief. Child. Waiting. Melancholy. And money. Okay. So I'm going to try to read it this way so you could all see, instead of picking all the cards up. I'm going to just read them for you. So the middle of the story is theft. It's upside down. Something stolen. Something given away. So I normally read it this way. service, the work that was done. The letter is communication or notice, a conversation. So this, I think, talks about the documentary. This is what I think talks about the documentary, where there was someone came in and they produced the film. There was discussion of, and there was communication about it. It's put out there now, and everybody now, and it's been watched on HBO. Everybody's watched it on HBO, and now we have people sitting around talking about this story. It's about infants, about child pedophiles, right? The child is no longer a child; he's grown. The story is fraught with fraud, just theft, but I say it's because it's a verse. I say it's fraud. And it's about an older woman, so they're not old. So the children, the people are grown. So the story is something's been stolen from me when I was a child. Now I'm an adult, right? And here we have waiting, melancholy, and then money. So Michael's been dead 10 years, so they've waited a long time to come out and tell the story. Now they're all sad and they're looking forlorn. Let me show you this picture. Looking forlorn, right? So that they can get money. They want the prize. This is saying something happened, or they think, or they're projecting that something happened. When they were a child, someone stole their innocence, and now they're adults. This is the story. So this is a documentary. Someone came in, the producer who did the story, Mr. Reed, got with the guys. They put it out on HBO. Now everybody's talking about it because they've watched it. People have watched it. And the story is about stolen innocence. And now these kids are grown and they're telling their story now. And they've been waiting a long time. Michael's dead, but they've been waiting for their time to shine. And I think I put this down upside down. And they're hopeful, melancholy, not knowing what's going to happen. Very apprehensive because things haven't been happening. Because the end of the day, money is the root of what they're doing. Because if it was just about telling the story, they would just tell their story, and people would just pay them. But no, they're out there searching for money. So they're waiting because of the theft that happened when they were young, and now everybody's talking about it. The money is because of the theft. Or they're getting paid through the documentary. Because of the documentary, they're getting paid to tell their story about this situation. And in melancholy, not knowing, this is, and probably more than likely this is James, apprehensive, thinking about the past, of course, of what happened to them, and now they get a chance to tell their story through the documentary. This is the current situation. Okay. This documentary is going to bring them money. They're going to tell this story about what happened to them when they were children. Now they're grown. These cards are about how they're really feeling. Though they've told the story, they're going to get paid. It's going to reap the benefit from this. Okay. Okay. So what are they really feeling? How do they feel about Michael Jackson? This answer, do two cards only. One is going to be Wade, and this is James. That's Wade. This is how they feel about Michael Jackson. I'm asking a simple question. How do they feel about Michael Jackson? This is stuck, so I can't use it. Alright. These are older cards. So this isn't okay. Got two cards. This is interesting. Wade feels respectful of Michael Jackson. Look at that. Two people equals either he wants respect and be on the same level as Michael Jackson. And I know I got these cards down here, but I'm going to pull them up. I want you to see it head on. Here we go. So, respectful. Either Wade is feeling respectful, and always is respectful of Michael, or he wants the same respect that Michael had. He wants to be on that same level. He wants to be respected, to be and to consider that he's on the same level as Michael. That ain't happening. And then James is just curious. This is how he feels about Michael. Curious. Interested, fascinated, inquisitive. I think James wants to know where this is going to go. I think he wants to tell a story. And I don't mean a lie story, but a story. He wants to get some things off his chest. And I don't believe in my heart that if something happened to this guy, that it was Michael that did it. I think maybe there's something that happened, and maybe he's depressed. He's not in it for the money, is what I'm trying to say. He's in it to see where it's going to go. He's there because Wade brought him in, needed somebody to collaborate his story. But he's not in it for the money, I don't believe. I don't believe James is in it for the money. So, I'm going to pull... Okay, my cards. One more card on James. Tell me more about his curiosity. That's what I want to know. What is his curiosity with the situation with the documentary and with Wade and Michael? What is his curiosity? And this jumped out. Solidarity. Again, we keep going back to Wade. I put him away. With James being tied to Wade, carrying the legacy of Michael on his back as a burden, but he needs to be in solidarity with Wade. Michael's no longer here. Him being in solidarity with Wade is a burden to him because of his relationship with Michael. He's always going to be chained to that relationship with Michael. Maybe he was ridiculed because of it. Maybe he's had a hard life because of his relationship with Michael. Maybe people, even though he said nothing happened, people thought it happened, and he's always felt embarrassed by it. That's what I'm thinking. Again, those two cards. Here are the cards from James. It was consoling, burden tied to Wade, and relationship conspiracy. This relationship has been a bothersome from him, and it could be because of things that people said about him over his life, joked him about his relationship with Michael, not believed him about his relationship with Michael. And that's another point. Maybe people never believed him, even though nothing happened, and they said years ago nothing happened, but people always ridiculed them. And yeah, because if you look at some of the videos where Wade is going on the talk shows prior to Michael's dying or after Michael died, people joking like, oh, what did he touch you? What did Michael Jackson do to you? People never believe them. So it's easy now to just turn and flip the script and say, okay, he did it. Okay, you want to say he did it, he did it. So that could cause a depression, always having to defend himself because of his relationship with Michael, even though nothing may have happened. And so now Wade has come to him and got him on board with this documentary. He's curious about what's going to happen. Because, hey, y'all didn't believe me before, so I'll just tell you what you want to hear. And he's going to be in solidarity with Wade. It's about the money. I don't think James wants the money. I think he just, if you say it happened to me, then I might as well go along with Wade. You didn't believe me when I told you it didn't happen, so maybe I can get some money out of it saying it did. I think he was an honest partner through this whole thing until now, until Wade came through and talked him into doing it. And Wade wants respect. He wants to be what? Relevant. He wants to be on the same level as Michael. He said Michael told him when he was younger he would be he'll be a great filmmaker and better than Spielberg. And he wants that. And the state stopped him from getting that and the money. And so now, baby, look again. It's about the money. I'm going to tell my story with Reed, get people talking, get it out there in the public opinion, tell them what happened to me. And the thing about this, it's up that side. It's the reverse child. Reverse theft. Michael didn't steal his innocence. Michael didn't steal his innocence. He's been waiting to get money, thinking back about what happened so he can get money. He's been planning this since he got turned down by the estate. He's probably always thought about how to make money and probably never did because Michael was living and he got what he needed. But when Michael died and that estate took over, those lawyers took over and they monitored everything and made sure the money was properly being spent and the right investments and the right projects were being promoted and the right people on the projects, that kept Wade out. And all his hard work, went down the drains. He had those breakdowns and it limited his work ability, and now he found a way to try to put all this together to make money. But you know what? I'm gonna throw out one more card. Put these away, and my one card is going to be on the outcome of this whole situation. And I'm going to do the Psychic Tarot. Just one card. What is going to be the outcome of this documentary? Don't. This is Crown Chakra. I'm hot. Crown Chakra. 7. You know Michael's the 7th child. I think each of his M-I-C-H-E-H-A-E-L, Michael, Joseph, Jackson. I think that's what it said. 777. Michael was, and he would wear it on his sleeve, on his arm, when he would do his some of his shows. When he was like in the 90s, early 2000s, he would have 777 because he was the 7th child with 7. His name had 7 letters in it as well. See, 7. So it's his crown chakra, the king of pop. Let's read what the book says about the crown chakra. Okay, it says. Answer for the outcome of all this stuff. Violet, none, thought, keywords, I know. The crown chakra is located at the top of the head and has been called the 1,000-petaled lotus, or the receiver of light. And a lot of people think Mike was a light maker, light child, light children, whatever they are, where they're like very spiritual and highly evolved, whatever. So the receiver of light. This chakra is the center of your link with the universe, the infinite, in your higher consciousness. It's the connection between wisdom and spiritual insight. The crown center is the area where ethereal light and energy are received and then dispersed throughout your aura for total well-being. When properly aligned, your crown chakra will expand to a point where it's possible to access and tap into the deepest sources of wisdom. So I think the result is that funny wisdom, because we said earlier this is about wisdom. I'm gonna find that card. It came up earlier in the reading. You're gonna find that card, wisdom. Okay, so remember wisdom. We pulled that earlier. Chakra, wisdom, wisdom. 7, wisdom. Use your common sense, people. Nothing new came out of this documentary. It was all based on deception and envy. Saying, use your wisdom, use your intuition. Not only use your intuition, use your wisdom. Use the facts. Go out and research this stuff. Play a couple of things from YouTube back in the 80s when Michael was still living, when they were talking about this. Then talk about that then. Look at videos on Wade back then, during his trial. The trial with the kid with cancer. I'm sorry, I'm saying it that way. I think his last name was Avizio. I'm not sure. Do your research. Yes, things can sound true. That's how Trump got in office. People thought he was going to tell the truth. He was telling the truth. That's why middle America voted for him. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. That's their perception of what they wanted, and they got what they wanted. But anything shown on TV can be manipulated to make it seem so. And if you look at that document, and I've done documentaries, I do them. Okay, you don't ever just tell one side of the story. Journalism said, don't ever just tell one side of the story. Even Oprah only told one side of the story. Oprah been running around trying to get Michael for years. She did the one once he was first charged. She did a video with Michael. Watch that video. Then she went out and she talked to Lisa Marie, who was married to him, and Lisa just said all kind of bad things about Michael. But she came back after Michael died and talked to Oprah again and said, I told a lot of lies. I was mad. I was upset with Michael. I still love him. And I never saw him touching the child. I never would have been with him if that was the case, okay? So then when Michael dies, she comes out and says, oh, you know, all this nice stuff about him. And I'm like, even when she said it, I'm like, Oprah, you've been chasing Michael forever. And then she comes out and she does this. I used to love Oprah. And I just think what she did was wrong. HBO was wrong, but Oprah, I looked up to Oprah. And I just said, no, you can forgive people for so many things, but like, he's dead, Oprah. Why would you do this? Why would you sign on to it just for ratings, really? You're one of the wealthiest black women in the world. And I think you need to use better wisdom in how you project that to people. You could have made a better decision on how it came out. Maybe you could have still talked about it because it was news. Well, not news. I'm not saying it's news because it was out there. But you could have done a more balanced approach to it and still made a point of child molestation and pedophilia. That's fine. It's just the way you went about doing it was so wrong. And we feel like you just really, really, truly hurt our brother. You hurt us. So anyway, that is our reading today on Michael Jackson, the Leaving Neverland documentary. I am a life and relationship conflict coach. I do tarot readings as well. I use the Jung approach because I study psychology to help people understand what's going on with their life. So if you want a reading with me, just go to Ascension Soul Coaching.com, or you can go to email me at Ascension Soul Coaching at gmail.com and ask for a reading. Our readings the list is in the description below, what I charge. But I do also do conflict coaching, and I help couples and families and caregivers coach them through difficult situations. And so if you need my help, I'm also available for that as well. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you on the next take. Bye.